Oftentimes, the biggest hurdle or the biggest first step that most people need to take in investing is the hardest one. Primarily for two reasons. It's either they don't have the money to start investing, or even if they do, they don't have the knowledge on how it works or what businesses to invest upon. Typically, investors ask one thing, like what kind of approach should I take for me to profit in this industry, or do I want to let my money grow or invest in a relatively small company and have a regular payout to its stakeholders? Here in Smart Money, we're gonna give you the options and what comes along with those choices, so stay tuned. Before anything, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell to stay updated on our future uploads. With all that aside, let's get started. You have your money and you're ready to invest in the world of investing. And with that, you deserve props already, because this is what isolates you from the mindset of most people. You don't have to be a scientist to know that the stock market is one of, if not the most effective way in raking in wealth when properly done, aside from working really hard or being a corrupt politician. To give you numbers, in a study by Gallup, only 58% of Americans own a stock as of the second quarter of 2022, meaning almost 200 million of the population do not own a stock and are missing out on the opportunity to have extra income apart from working a 9-to-5. And you're definitely not going to be one of that 200 million because you're watching this video. But one thing comes to mind. What are your plans on your portfolio? Typically, beginners would take advice from their friend's dad to buy this or invest in that. Well, that might not be a very effective strategy in investing because we all have different approaches venturing into the stocks. On the bright side, you probably know that the likes of Elon Musk, Warren Buffett, and Michael Burry see that there are two ways in investing. You either invest for growth or invest for regular payouts. These are the growth and dividend stocks. Smart Money, stop giving us jargon. We are not the people you mentioned. Alright, chill out. Let's define what both of those mean so that you'll have an idea on what is transpiring through this video. And we'll give you reasons on why you'd want to start investing on either one. So, growth stocks are stocks that are projected to boom at a pace above the average. Companies that are like this are Volkswagen, Amazon, and GameStop. Now you may be thinking, how in the world does a company rise among the ranks in almost a blink of an eye? Well, part of it is because they don't spare dividends to their stockholders, meaning all profits that a company earns are reinvested for the growth of the company at a high pace. That is what companies typically do. So if you're going to be investing into these companies, you would not be getting a dividend from them, and they would most likely give you a lot, and by a lot, we mean a lot in return in a few months' time. But just because investing in it has the best possibility for your share to skyrocket doesn't mean that it's risk-free. Remember, the stock market is volatile and ever-evolving, meaning it would be requiring you guts to invest in it. Let's take a deeper dive on what the advantages and disadvantages of this investment are. This technique has a ton of potential to be understood. Whenever we look at the stocks, this usually has the most weight on its growth and on your money, since a decent amount of sum put in a growth company with great potential has the chance to make you wealthy. Let's put it this way. You pioneered on buying stocks of Amazon. Back when Amazon was just an e-bookstore, it was like $18 per share. As we speak, it's at 113, and now it's a massive e-commerce platform. A 630% growth might not seem a huge growth, but if you bought 1,000 shares of Amazon back then, you'd be worth well over $1 million now, adjusted to inflation. So, if your projection of the money you invested is for it to be multiplied beyond your imagination when you pull it out, you might want to consider buying stocks from companies that are focused on growth. But as we mentioned earlier, this comes at a big price. Quite literally. For when you are planning to buy growth stocks, you'd be hurdling over a big cost for each stock of the company to do so, since the company is focusing their stocks depending on the growth that it is projected to have. In other words, what you're investing onto the company, together with hundreds or thousands of other people, is the foundation that the business is trying to build itself upon, and it is what you're seeing the company to be worth in the future. Let's take our trusty stock in Amazon again in this sense. It is an e-commerce platform that provides you with almost everything. With that being said, Amazon is seen by many people as a good stock that adapts to change, as proven by its history. Who knows? Amazon could be innovating something that could be deemed necessary in the future, so you'd want to invest on that considering its potential growth in the next month or so. But it would be coming at a price of $118 a piece, which is a hefty amount for an intangible item. But that is the risk. The other con of these kinds of stocks is that people expect the growth stocks to boom and have massive returns. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. The companies that are focused on its growth stocks are pressured to be something big, and if they don't do that, the amount of wealth that you have envisioned may not be a reality. And if that did not happen, it may snowball to investors selling their stocks in panic to avoid being a victim of its prices crashing, which ultimately lowers the price of the stock drastically. So bottom line, investing into growth stocks is a roller coaster. But if you're investing into the right companies, then you could be on your way to having at least 6 digits on your net worth, give or take. Now let's talk about the other way to hit the jugular: dividend stocks. You see, over the past 10 years, dividend stocks are becoming more well known. Why, you may ask? Simple. 9 to 5 is a corporate must. People might be conforming to the 9 to 5, but it does not mean they're comfortable with it. I think most of you will agree when I say that the jobs that a lot of people have are simply not enough to make ends meet, let alone start investing into something. It crushes the physical and mental aspects of people who want to have a better life, not to be a corporate slave until retirement. To a lot of people, another source of income or dividend in this regard could be the turning point of their wallets that are hanging on for dear life. This one may be new to you compared to growth stocks, so let me tell you what a dividend is in 8 words. It's your share of what the company earned. Yep, that's dividend by definition in layman's terms. So basically, it's like a way of the company saying, hey, we noticed that you're a stockholder of our company. We earned a lot, and it's all thanks to you. Here, have some of our earnings, and we appreciate you buying a share of us. So ending, it's a win-win situation on both ends of the floor. Anyway, this is a mass-centered way of investing, because when companies do this, they strike the hearts of investors because dividends are optional and the company chose to give you a part of their earnings, making more people invest in them, which in return give them more profit and revenue, leading to higher stock prices. In the perspective of investors, having a dividend regularly shared to you by the company means having another source of money that you don't have to work for, apart from the jobs that take the life out of people on a day-to-day basis. And it might be the opportunity that a lot of people would do anything to have. Sounds utopic, doesn't it? Not really. Of course, there are downsides to these kinds of stocks as well. Something that you would want to ponder on really well is which dividend stock you should be investing in that would continue to share their dividends with you in the long run. Other than that, it would be quite tricky to manage these stocks, as the main point of investing is to earn huge lumps of dollars. Dividend stocks don't do that because it focuses more on the investors, making their growth slower, meaning you won't see any significant returns to the money you put in the stock as capital, unlike the growth stocks. Shell, Unilever, and Verizon are the prime examples of dividend stocks. Why? Because they have had a very plateau-like growth for a long time now, meaning it's earning, yes, but the way for you to earn a reasonable amount is by its dividends shared to its stockholders. So if you'd like to feel your money growing in here, you'll have to put up a big amount to the company as well. So let's say that you want to earn $100,000 from a company a year. You'd have to put $1.2 million on investment just to have the projected $100K annually, without any significant growth. Once you hear about this, you'd probably think that the growth stocks are better. But investing in growth stocks could get you overthinking and distress and total anxiety just to see what the company's next steps are on the future, making it not any better than you getting dividends from a company that has no booming growth potential. Both of these have their pros and cons. All you have to do is decide which path you'll be taking, because we don't have any control on your decisions. We're just here to give you options. However, these two are the most plausible sources of wealth generally in the stock market, so you'd want to consider investing in either of them. If you're a young investor though, we really do recommend to take it slowly but surely. Thank you for watching Smart Money. Give this video a like and click subscribe to be updated on our future uploads. We'll see you in the next one, and as always, cheers!